I'd always planned to retire at around 55, and somewhat to my surprise, I was able to sell my company at exactly that age. And as I sort of began to think about traveling, two clients, one of which was Alan Sugar, and the other was a client based in Paris with really huge international interests, said, well, you can stay on with us as your sort of personal clients. So here I was with two great clients and an opportunity to travel whilst at the same time working for them. I didn't have an office, I didn't have people wanting a pay rise. It was fantastic. And at the age of 60, I said, that's it. And I did retire, and that was in February 2004. And in March, I had a call from Alan Sugar, who summoned me to the Dorchester Hotel for a meeting, even though I wasn't working for him. And he told me about The Apprentice. And he said, and you will be one of my advisors. And I said, no, I won't. And he said, yes, you will. Such fun. But eventually, at the age of, I guess, 70, I said, really, this is it. And so I retired from The Apprentice, a great show. But by that time, I'd been collared by Channel 4 to take on the role of presenting Countdown, a great show. So I'm still working, but not as hard as I was last year. So here I am, 72 years old, with modest savings really, and I'm confronted with some delicate choices. Old age has a voracious appetite. One's got to look after oneself in old age to be self-sufficient, and with nursing home fees, care home fees running at up to £1,000 a week, my father lived until he was 96. That's an expensive future ahead of me. But one wants to provide for one's children now when they perhaps most need it in their 30s and 40s, time of very high expenditure if they've got children too. So there's a very fine balance. We need to be self-sufficient, at least that's the way I feel about it, lest one has to throw themselves on their generosity. I think the rule, probably for me anyway, is make sure you can care for yourself, whilst at the same time giving them some money when they can use it to best effect. Delicate balance, our choice.